The Wizards close out the homestand in a positive fashion. They'll be headed on the road for 5 straight. They beat Orlando tonight, 138-118. As you can see, we got Cardell and Ray at Capital One. Again, welcome to Wizards Outlook. Cardell, we'll start with you. Just your thoughts on tonight's win, and obviously the explosion from Rui. Kuz had a good game as well. Just taking care of business because we've seen this team at other times this year fail to do that at times.
Yeah, it's just the Wizards just plays a lot smarter than the Magic. The Magic, you can see, got a lot of talent, but they don't. They're young, man. They're very, very young, and they showed it a lot at times, man. And with the Wizards, we never question their offense. So if you keep making mistakes, taking bad shots, the same things we pretty much criticize the Wizards for most of the season. You say bad shots, not communicating on defense and whatnot. The Wizards will make you pay offensively, and that's pretty much what it was, man. The Orlando Magic couldn't stop the Wizards at all, especially Kuz and when Rui got going from mid-range. So to show you, mid-range does have value. He got 30 off, 13 and 23 shots, man. But it wasn't just him. It was just a balanced attack all around, man. 7 players in double figures. That's hard to try to stop. And just to throw it out there so people can further understand how potent the Wizards' offense was tonight. They shot 53% from the field, 52% from three, and had 34 assists with only 8 turnovers. Look, if you allow a team to do that to you, you're not gonna win. It's just as simple as that, man. And the sad part is there were times, especially in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, where the Magic had the game close. It was in the single digits or whatnot, but you knew they're gonna come down, take a couple bad shots, and the Wizards gonna go right back and make them play. And that's exactly what they did. All of them, look, man, they did what they should do to a team like this that's young and trying to figure themselves out, figure out different roles and different lineups and sets and whatnot, how to play. You know what I mean? So they handle business. You know what I'm saying? If they would have lost, you'd be like, what the hell going on? But they handle business. They're healthy. I think this is the first game in months where everybody was healthy. Like everybody was available to play. Everybody, not including the two-way guys, the G League guys. I'm talking about like the main guys. It's the first time in months where everybody was available. Ironically, as soon as you get that, Porzingis going down, that leaves the game. So we'll see how long y'all prayers up there. Hopefully it's not a long time, but the way he was holding his knee, it looked like it could be something. So we'll see what they say. But yeah, man, Cruz led the way. Bill ain't even have to do much. He just sat in the back and just took what was needed, man. And they did well, man. And also got to throw a shout out to Lon Wright, man. 15 points and 8 assists, 3 steals, 5 of 5 from the field. He won't be talked about, but his production when he got in the game, that's when the Wizards kind of exploded, and it seems to usually be the case when he gets in the game. Things kind of change. The energy picks up. They get after it defensively. They get a couple turnovers, and then the Wizards off to the races. So all in all, good night, good win, and let's see if they can keep it going.
Right.
Yeah, man. They did what they were supposed to do. This is a young team. They're super talented, but young. They don't know how to win yet. They really just trying to acclimate themselves to the league. So the Wizards should be able to handle them in the fashion they did tonight. It was a point they were up 20. The game was never really in question. So and they were just able to keep their momentum going. They didn't shoot themselves in the foot. And they took advantage of Orlando's mistakes. I was happy to see that they were imposing themselves defensively at the rim. It was we saw Porzingis get a big block. Saw Gafford get a big block. And that led to people going in there and making business decisions, man. Like we saw Terrence Ross kind of going and haphazardly throw up a shot because Gafford's presence down there. So, I mean, it's just simple things like that. It pays dividends, man. So hopefully that's at some point it it becomes commonplace. But you know, they just played a good all around game tonight. Rui, man, he really just kind of kept the Magic at bay when they were trying to make their push, cutting the lead to single digits. But man, he was just unstoppable. The pump fake, one dribble pull up, it was as automatic as it gets tonight, man. So so shout out to him, you know, and hopefully Porzingis, you know, he's not forced to miss any time. You know, he took a nasty fall, but yeah, man, they held it down in his absence. You know, Gaff, he brought great energy tonight, man. That's what he is for this team, man. Like, they never gonna run no plays for him, but he's cleaning up offensive rebounds, getting putbacks, running the floor, you know, protecting the basket, stuff like that. So, I mean, everybody just did their thing. You know, Kuz, he got hot from 3 early, but you know, even with that, I only remember maybe one kind of like, what are you doing type shot from him. You know, in the rest of the game, he was for the most part pretty under control. So, you know, it was a mature game for him. And you know, it's like I always say, man, it's always good to get one in the W column, you know. So yeah, kudos to them for tonight.
All right, well, y'all know what's next.
Before we move on, shout out to the hometown kid Markel Folks, because he balled. That's what we saw tonight. This is what he was doing at the Mavs of Washington and the Blue Devils. You know what I mean? They made him the number one player in the country and the number one pick. He controlled the game. Like, he really the one that kept it respectable for most of the game, kept them close. Without his production, this game would have been over midway through the third quarter. It would have been one of those Warriors go crazy early in the third quarter, and the game over midway through the third quarter. It would have been one of those type of games, man. But, you know, look, 23, 8-5, one turnover, 8-14. He controlled the game. I actually thought that maybe he should have got in a lot earlier, and they would have had probably another chance to try to win this game, man. But he's starting to put it back all together, and that's scary. I know a lot of people probably wrote him off, but he's still fairly young, man. He's only about 23, 24. He's not even at his prime. So these performances, I'm watching them from afar. These performances are starting to become regular. So once the other young guys kind of come along and join him with playing smart and poised, Magic can be back in the mix.
Yeah, for sure. So it's been great to watch him continue to get back right. And he has been good this season. Like you said, a lot of people, after they spout off at the mouth and say a bunch of wild things, never go back to double check and see if their work, you know, the words that came out their mouth were just pointless words or if it was true. In his case, it's been pointless words. Just none of the people that said the stuff real out loud, nobody's watching Orlando to see how emphatically wrong they've been. And one of the things you mentioned talking about how long he was out, I thought that stretched when he got taken out of the third quarter into the fourth. That's when Orlando lost the game, for sure. Because when him, Franz, and Paolo aren't in together, man, stuff shaky. Like, just keep it buck. And I'm not knocking the other guards they have. He is the 1 point guard on this roster. When he comes out,
you can knock him.
Yeah,
they don't know how to run the team.
Yeah, he's the only point guard on this team. Yeah, we'll call it what it is. They're lottery picks. He's only one with a feel for running a team. And when he comes out, good Lord, it turns into you shoot, I shoot, you shoot, I shoot, and none of them are good shots. Then him, Paolo, and then, you know, when the guards come in and Markel leaves, Paolo and Fran stop getting the ball, which is special. You got the 2-7-8 dudes passing, making entry passes to each other because the backup guards couldn't do it. You got Bobo at 8 feet tall making an entry pass to 7-11 Bamba because the guards were like, I don't see you guys. So
you know what tonight is? You know what it is? For those that play in our era, you got on the playground and you got a chance to play with the older guys. It was like the young boys playing against the old heads. The old heads, and the young guys like, yeah, we gonna get them, we gonna get them. Old heads just taking their time, just executing, and just busting their ass. That's what you saw tonight. You wasting all this energy trying to go back at them. They just wall up. You score a bad shot, go to goal. They get the ball, take their time, pick and roll. Here you go, 3 jumpers, and they just take you apart. You look up, a 7-point lead is now 17, and it's deflating. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. I mean, like you said, man, they got to learn to play basketball. They got all the talent in the world, man. But there's only a couple people on that team that know how to play basketball. That's the problem.
Sometimes furniture got to be moved while you still got them, them 3 young dudes together. It is what it is. But, yeah, those 3, for sure. But the rest of the guards, it was hurting my head watching them every time we left the game. I was like, oh, here you go. Whatever ground they made up, it's about to immediately go left. And you watching DeLon and Monte quietly just not mess up at all. Just not mess up. Play the game, guys.
I guess good when this category is crowded, huh?
How about that?
I gotta give it to Cruz because he was working on the triple double, 25, 10, and 6. But it's tough because Rui was close.
Right? What say you?
Yeah, I doubled down on Kuz, man, because he really kind of set the tone. Once he started getting going and the crowd started getting into it, it just kind of bled over to the rest of the team.
All right, well, if that's y'all's answer, player of the game. So we just gonna say Rui here or what?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. And I hit you guys in the chat, and I was just like, this is the dudes y'all wanted to trade. The mid-range clinic they got put on tonight. Going to the square to touch Franz Wagner's runner. Franz was getting downhill all night doing whatever he wanted at all 16 speeds at 6'9" and finishing. Rui got a hand on the shot. Again, just the old school one dribble pull-up game, quote unquote, went out of style or whatever. Busting you know what tonight with it over and over and over. But look, man, we're just here to see what ends up happening, man. If you are the team that's trying to trade him, that's a hell of a performance in terms of a sales pitch.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, look, when the team don't want you, look, I'm all in for the rest of the team. I'm gonna get mine. So now he looks like he's playing more free than ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you making a business, so I ain't got to worry about it. I ain't got to worry about if you want me. You can tell it's shocked the first couple of games. He was kind of off, but he snapped out of it. He's just like, I seen him hitting jumpers, talking ish in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got a different type of aggression, and it's great to see. And he needs to continue to play with that. Because what can happen is if you keep doing that, some other people might get moved. But let's be real. The reason why that's being put out there is because teams aren't firing. He has value. So if I'm him, I wouldn't take it as disrespect. I'll take it as hell. Somebody value my time, even if this team don't. So regardless, he's a professional. You get in this game, you get on that court, you got to hoop.
For sure, and that's just something to keep an eye on as they go out on this road trip. Obviously, like you said, you audition for other teams. When we see what happens, we get closer and closer to the All-Star break, closer to the deadline, what have you. But again, a good win for Washington tonight, beating Orlando 138-118, doing what they're supposed to do. That always does not happen around these parts, so give them credit when it does happen. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll see y'all soon again. 5 straight road games, so you guys know what it is. Follow Focus TV on social media so you guys can see when we get going in the playback rooms, man. Come watch the games with us. We'll come over here on Wizards Outlook and talk about what we just watched. Y'all have a great evening.